We've all heard the saying, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. And on today's case, Ms. Blunt says she unintentionally put her relationship on that road after she invited a third party into her and her partner's bedroom to spice things up. She says her plan backfired spectacularly, and now she's here with Mr. Saxton to make one last plea to save their relationship. Ooh, it sounds like she's got a lot on the line. Let's hear their case.
Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Starr presiding. Your Honor, this is the case of Blunt versus Saxton.
Thank you very much, Ms. Blunt, Mr. Saxton. Ms. Blunt, you are here today to prove to Mr. Saxton that you are not the liar he claims you are. You hope today you can put all his insecurities to rest.
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Saxton, you say you feel alone in your relationship. And you say Ms. Blunt's lack of commitment is to blame. Although you love her, you cannot see yourself being in a loveless relationship anymore.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, let me figure out what is going on in this case. Ms. Blunt, why are we in court?
Let me just first start off by saying that I do love this man very much, and I do want us to work out, but we are having some extreme intimacy issues. We are not, sexually compatible as of lately. We've had a lot of communication issues. We've had a lot of trust issues, and ultimately, we need to get to the bottom of it and be able to have a civil conversation if we want to be able to move forward in this relationship, which I do want to do.
It sounds like you have laid out what the issues are. Mr. Saxton, what's your opening statement to her allegations?
I love her also, but moving forward in our relationship, I have seen different things that come up. So the social media things, she doesn't like to be at home. That's one thing. She likes to go out with her friends. I just want to see her become more of a woman in the household, to our family, and to me.
So those are the issues that you see as impediments in the relationship, and Ms. Blunt laid out the ones that she sees as impediments. Let's see if we can't come to some sort of conclusion on if there's room for compromise. Ms. Blunt, why don't you take me back to how you all met and what got us to the point that we're in divorce court?
Yes, Your Honor. So I met Courtney about 6 years ago, or actually closer to 8. We've been together for 6 years, and we were kind of introduced to each other through a mutual friend.
Did you all have stuff in common?
Yes, we did have a lot in common. He was very ambitious. I'm very ambitious. I'm very business-oriented. He's very business-oriented.
Wait, as a matter of fact, Mr. Saxton, don't you all have business together?
Yes, we do. We have a clothing business that we run together. We started it together. We also do real estate and different things like that together. So
and are you successful in your business together?
I would say yes.
How old are your children?
We have a 2- and a 4-year-old.
So you have little kids, because I know that they're from previous relationships, am I correct?
Yes, correct.
But you all have blended the families.
Yes, Your Honor.
So now get me to what the problem is, Ms. Blunt.
We are not sexually compatible.
You said that earlier. I want to hear what you mean by that.
For example, we've been together for so long, I think that things can tend to kind of dry up, or things can you have to kind of keep it spicy.
So you don't fully enjoy yourself in your romantic encounters, is that correct?
That is correct. I am not getting what I feel like I should be getting. I feel like I should be getting the same thing that he gets, and I don't receive that. Okay. So, that's just what it is. He doesn't take that as constructive criticism. He kind of takes it as an excuse, or he takes it as, me trying to attack him. And he needs to understand that, I deserve mine as well. So I had an idea that maybe we could have an arrangement. Maybe we could bring in a third party to try to spice things up. Maybe
that's never gonna work, right?
It hasn't yet.
How many hundreds of cases have we seen? Any case where you bring a third person into the relationship fails immediately.
Well, I didn't know that at the time. It was just an idea that we
Now, mind you, lots of people do it.
Right.
But you're never gonna get what you want if you're trying to save a relationship. It's just never gonna work like that. But you did. You all decided to try it.
We
lots
did.
Of couples do.
And it still was not given what it was supposed to be. What was supposed to be given.
Let me go over to Mr. Saxton. Mr. Saxton, do you hear what your partner is saying?
Yes, I hear what she's saying, but she also has to hear what I'm saying. When I'm tired and stuff like that, I do it to satisfy her. It's not for me. I didn't come up with this idea. I didn't start this idea. So however I show up in this arrangement is how I show up.
But you agreed to it. We agreed to do this. It was my idea, obviously, to bring in the third party.
Was it a woman or a man?
It was a woman.
Okay.
It was a woman. I reached out to someone that I went to school with. I brought her into the arrangement. And mind you, Judge, we gave it multiple chances, Your Honor. We started, with the first arrangement, wasn't satisfactory. Waited a little bit longer. We decided that it was a great idea to go off to Dallas, Texas, because like I said, I do enjoy traveling. We were going to bring the third party with us, and we were going to try it again. Still unsatisfactory. It still was not given what was supposed to be gave. So later that night, he fell asleep, of course, like usual, after 3 minutes of the arrangement. And I, went into the third party's room. So we ended up, doing our own thing that night. We talked about, moving forward, that we did not want to have him involved in our arrangement. We didn't want to do it. But I had a change of heart, and I was not intimate. I was not intimate with her after the situation in Texas. After the situation in Texas, we came back home. I told him, I don't want to try the arrangement anymore. It was not, again, it's not getting anywhere. It's not giving what I wanted to get out of the situation. We said we were just going to be done with it. So we moved forward, and I was still, having conversations with a third party. We were, having phone conversations. So she was there.
Let's talk about how I caught y'all in the bed. She even acts single on social media.
People be like, quote, why cheat when you can just be single? Well, if you put a jacket on over your shirt, you still gonna keep the shirt on, right?
Like what?
Why are you concerned about a social media post that's just meant to be funny?
Why are you concerned with entertaining miscellaneous people on social media?
Got me there.
Let's talk about when I'm at work doing overnights and you didn't think I was coming home early, how I caught y'all in my bed at our house that we raised our kids in, you naked, she's in her panties, you deer in headlights, don't know what to say, don't know what to do, you're crying and all this stuff. So talk about that.
And Your Honor, in my defense, we were not intimate up until that night that he caught us in the bed. We were strictly
having... It's so ironic that y'all wasn't intimate until that night that I caught y'all.
We were strictly having phone conversations. We were having phone conversations. We would be on FaceTime. She was there to talk about any issues that we were having that you didn't want to talk about.
Excuse me, Ms. Blunt. In order for us to get anywhere, you have to stand in your caughtness. You got caught stepping out of your relationship with somebody else.
But Your Honor, she even acts single on social media before this has even came up.
Tell me what you mean.
I have evidence that we can have presented to the court that we can even show.
So that we can know what we're talking about in terms of the post.
Yeah, so we can see exactly what she says.
Let's see. It's always better to look at the actual evidence.
Why cheat when you can just be single?
Okay. People be like, quote, why cheat when you can just be single, end quote. Well, if you put a jacket on over your shirt, you still gonna keep the shirt on, right?
Like what?
Okay, then.
Like what?
It's comedy. Like it's literally entertainment. It's entertainment.
But entertainment for who?
It's not funny to me.
It's entertainment for the people on my social media. It's literally entertainment. He takes it so serious, and I have to explain to him, it's social media. If I'm in a relationship with you, why are you concerned about a social media post that's just meant to be funny?
If you're in a relationship with him, why are you concerned with entertaining miscellaneous people on social media?
You got me there, Your Honor.
Then, Your Honor, let me bring up this. To me, it seemed like she was trying to cover up her steps before I even caught her. For example, she hacked my email. When I come to her and ask her, so why are you trying to hack my email? She was like, oh, I'm just trying to see what I can find or see what I can see. I feel like that was her reason for trying to see what she can see is because she's trying to cover up her tracks. It's because she's been messing with the girl this whole time.
Not true. Let me just say this. You are not as innocent as you try to portray to everybody else. You're not innocent. I didn't find anything, but I had my reasons as to why I went through it in the first place. So for instance, he knows a lot of people in our city. So when we're out, you know, he has a lot of people approaching him that I don't know, I've never heard of. For instance, we literally went probably a couple months ago, we went to go watch a game, and there was a woman that came up to him and was like, oh, hi, Courtney. If you just have random women coming up to you all the time, giving you hugs, saying, hey, Courtney, where are they from? Because a woman that you have on social media is not gonna feel comfortable enough to just come up to you and say hi and give you a hug without any prior interaction.
We do have a business.
Without any prior interaction.
We do sell clothes within our
No
city.
one's coming up to you to say hi and give you a hug and acknowledging you and not me.
I can tell you, this sounds a little bit, me think, thou doth protest too much. Like something is going on with you, and you know whatever slip sliding you might be doing, you're putting it on him to make sure he's not doing the same thing. Ms. Blunt asked a witness, Yasmini Adams, is that the third party?
She told me in Dallas that we was cutting her off.
You say you want answers. Let's find out. Ms. Adams, have you and Ms. Blunt been involved in an intimate way?
If you'd like your case to be heard on Divorce Court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Missed a show? Watch full episodes on our streaming platforms and follow us on social media for exclusive content.
I still want to go back to whether or not this third party is completely out of your life.
And
Because
I believe she is still seeing that girl.
after the incident at the house, I have to imagine you confronted.
Yeah, they had to get out. They left. I put them both out.
Well, she's here today, Your Honor. So
she's where?
She's here today. So if you want to just ask her.
I can tell you, Mr. Saxton, Ms. Blunt asked a witness, Yasmini Adams, is that the third party? Talk to me a little bit, Mr. Saxton. Why are you upset? I want to understand what's going on.
Because she told me in Dallas that we was cutting her off.
Got it. So if you suspect that they've been having an ongoing relationship, you've asked Ms. Blunt in the past.
Yes.
And Ms. Blunt has said no, am I correct?
Yes, correct.
So do you believe Ms. Blunt?
No, I don't believe. She's a liar.
So you say you want answers. Let's find out. Robert, will you ask the witness to come in?
Yep.
Excellent.
Oh, my God.
We said we were laying it all out on the table.
Hey, this Indy.
We're laying it all
you
out.
better talk to her. And you smiling? It's
Right here.
You happy?
You look good.
You showing out, huh? You showing out.
Please state your name for the record.
Yasmin, Your Honor.
Yasmine and Adams, correct?
Yes, Yasmin Adams.
Wonderful. Miss Adams, please tell me the nature of your relationship with the plaintiff.
We connect on a lot of different levels. Like, almost like soul ties. She's a woman, I'm a woman, and I always listen to her needs. I'm always there, honestly. So we have a very close relationship.
Mr. Saxton and Ms. Blunt told me earlier that they invited a third party into their relationship. You were that third party, am I correct?
Yes.
And there was indeed an extra encounter where Mr. Saxton walked into his home and you were there in an intimate situation with Ms. Blunt, correct?
Yes.
And Mr. Saxton was not down with it. He was upset, fair to say.
Yes.
Okay? So there was no doubt at that time that there should have been no future encounters. Okay? Now, I'll ask the tough question. Since then, have you and Ms. Blunt been involved in an intimate way?
No, not since he caught us. But other than that, we had phone calls, we just text, hung out. But other than that, we haven't had any intimacy till the time being of him coming home from work early.
Now, Ms. Adams, after you all decided that the arrangement was not going to be there, did you develop any feelings for Ms. Blunt?
Yes.
Ms. Blunt?
You were still seeing her.
It's fair to say that from Dallas until the moment you all were actually caught at the house, you all have maintained a relationship. Am I correct?
Yes, Your Honor. And I can say that it's more than just a sexual dealing for me. When it comes to Yasmin, I I'm in love with her. I don't know what else to say. He says that I was kind of acting a little bit weird, and I can say that now at this point in the relationship, I want both of them. And if you love me and you want me to be happy, this is what's gonna make me happy.
So it's all about what make you happy.
Yes.
I love. Oh.
Ms. Blunt, the fact that you have not even acknowledged that this lie has caused Mr. Saxton pain is probably one of the most selfish things I've ever seen happen in divorce court. You just stated it's all about your needs. I have not met a person in a relationship that has just a single column for needs. Both people are supposed to have their needs met. Mr. Saxton, I really and truly am sorry that you found out this way, but you asked for answers, and I wanted you to have the actual answers. So, Mr. Saxton, let me be real clear. You don't have to be a part of any of these shenanigans, because if you're a good man trying to do the right thing, but the woman that's standing to your right is not the woman that gets satisfied by what you bring to the table, then it's up to you to find your happy with somebody who will, if that's what you want. But if you can make this work, you're a better man than most. But if you can make this work, you can go for it. Something tells me that's not what you were down for.
No, definitely not. Most definitely not. And I'm not.
So you don't want to be with me?
I'm not with this situation.
So you don't want to be with me?
No. If your decision is to be with her, I'm cool on all that.
I didn't say it was to be with her. I said it was to be with both of y'all.
That's what you just said. It's not both of us. That's not what's on the table. It's not both of us. So that's the decision you're gonna have to make. It's not both of us. It's not us together. It's me and you, or it's you and her.
Ms. Blunt, did you hear what he just said?
Yes, Your Honor.
So I'm gonna make it even clearer for you. This man don't want to be with you and your female lover, period. Or as the children say, period. Okay? Nope. Don't want to be with you and your female lover. That's not what he down with. And if that's what you want, baby, go with God. Everybody's entitled to find what fulfills their life. Life is too short and life is too long to be in a situation that does not make you happy. But what you can't do is make somebody else sacrifice their happy so that you can live out your fantasy. That's not what's gonna work. Mr. Saxton ain't down with it. There's a whole lot of people that might be down with it. 2 beautiful women in a relationship with him, but he said that's not what he wants. So, ma'am, this is time to fish or cut bait. If you can't commit to this man is out of this relationship. Mr. Saxton, am I correct?
I'm gone. Yes, Your Honor. If she cannot commit, I'm gone.
And Ms. Blunt?
Yes, Your Honor.
My instinct is, no matter what you say, you're not going to commit because that's not what you truly feel.
That's correct, Your Honor.
I'm sad when a relationship breaks up, but I'm happy when people have clarity so that they can make real decisions. And I'm sad because of the blended family and the business that you all have created, but you can work on how to co-parent so that the children don't feel abandoned. But this is not gonna work. I told you that from the beginning when I first sat down. It has never worked before. It won't work now. And Mr. Saxton, it's time for you to go find your happy. She found hers.
Well, cat's out of the bag now, and we can do what we please. Here we go.
The gentleman asked me for some clarity, and I wanted to assure him that we were not taking this lightly, and we were going to handle it with dignity.
Of course.
So that when he got all the information, he can make the real decision. And she put that man through hell.
Yes, she did.
For narcissistic reasons, because she wants what she wants when she wants it.
Exactly. I mean, the only way I could put it is to be blunt.
Yes.
And I'll say it in Spanish, vaya con Dios.
Oh, I know what that means.
Peace.
Made in Georgia.